Hi people, it's Dennis Michael Leslie again with Main Key Realty in Festus, Missouri. Been running real estate ads around here for years. All headline news about mortgage buyers taking advantage of lower mortgage rates, a significant increase in mortgage loans, and that a home sold above list price likely to receive multiple offers. That spurred me to create this video. I've noticed a few agents out there trying to copy my ads word for word. Well, like Lancey Hart, portrayed by Irv G. Robinson, said in the movie Cincinnati Kid, I recollect a young man putting the same question to Eddie the Dude. Son, Eddie told him, all you paid was a looking price, lessons are extra. That's okay, often imitated, never duplicated. Anyway, imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. Part takeaway for here is that now more than ever you need a mature, seasoned real estate professional to handle your affairs. This is not the time to do your own brain surgery. I get calls from people every day who say, I'm just sick and tired of it. This has been going on for months. People will call about the house, most are just window shopping. The rest want the house for free. So hang in for a few minutes and sell a home at the same time. Moving is always stressful, whether you want to sell your house and buy a new one because of job transfer, you need to move to a better school district, or your current house isn't big enough for your growing family. That stress multiplies when you're trying to sell your current home at the same time. It's like playing a game of mortgage chicken. Well, if you follow these steps, you can simplify the home buying process, lower your stress, and make it nearly painless experience. Before we get to these steps, though, here are some important factors to consider. Should you buy or sell first? Well, there's several schools of thought when deciding whether to buy or sell a house first, and each person will have their own considerations. If you're selling a house with a mortgage, some people say you should sell your old home first so you're not stuck with two mortgages at the same time. Others say you should wait, sell later so you're not in between homes. Buying before selling. Pros. The most obvious pro about buying a house before selling your current one is that you know you have a place to go when you sell your place. There's nothing more frustrating than having to find short-term rental, especially if you have pets, kids, or heavy furniture like a piano. Many places don't allow month-to-month rentals. If you're a new tenant, that means you may have to pay for multiple months of rent, even if you only need a month. Plus, you have to move into, then you won't have to pay for moving expenses twice. You also don't want to worry about living out of boxes. Cons. Not selling your house before you buy your next one could leave you on a hook for two mortgage payments at the same time. Homeowners need to have a plan for how they'll pay for two mortgages, or have a plan to sell their house fast. This is where I come in. By public record, I have sold houses in as little as 1 hour. Yes, not a typo. Some were $90,000 for asking price. Sure, I'm not just another pretty face like Greg Allman's song. I'm no angel. I got my label. I won't crumble at your feet. I'm experienced not only real estate but life. I was a young man when the last Great Recession occurred in the 70s. I'm around the block thousands of times. There's nothing you could experience that I haven't seen or anticipated. Like the fisherman Quint, portrayed by Robert Shaw in the movie Jaws, said, for that you get the head, the tail, the whole damn thing. This could be financially devastating, especially if selling your home proves harder than you realized. Selling before buying. Pros. Well, when you sell your home before buying a new one, you're no longer on the hook for paying two mortgages at once. This means you don't have to feel rushed into making a housing decision. If you have somewhere to stay after closing, then you can also take your time and make sure that your next home purchase is the right one. Cons. When you sell a home before buying one, you're leaving it up to chance that you'll find something that fits your lifestyle and your budget. Some people have discovered through the process of selling their home that they're better off staying put and remodeling. How to sell a home and buy a new one in 5 steps. Well, you decide to sell your home first or buy your next house first. The steps you take are the same. At this point, I would highly recommend you watch my video, avoid these common home selling mistakes, which goes into much greater detail on how to avoid costly mistakes, and I'll prepare your house for sale. Step 1. Access the market for your current prospective home. In a perfect world, you move from a seller's market to a city that has a buyer's market. The situation lets you achieve the highest selling price for your house and the lowest buying price for your new home. In reality, there are many factors that affect the housing market. Even different cities may have hyper-local housing markets, as an area with good schools may be a seller's market, while a suburb with an increase in crime may suddenly be a buyer's market. Step 2, evaluate your finances. Use this time to evaluate your finances. Think about working with a mortgage lender to get pre-approved. I have referrals, seasoned professionals, not some kid living in their parents' basement. so you can move quickly when you find the right new home. Also figure out how much you can afford to pay for your new house, especially if you're looking at a more expensive property. If you're thinking about a bigger home, it might be time to think about more furniture. Just be careful not to go overboard with credit card purchases to finance all this. You need to keep your debt income ratio, DTI, in order. Step 3, list with your home with a local real estate agent like me. When you list a home with a professional real estate agent, you always have someone to answer your questions and help you figure out your situation. First, they can help you with staging your home, deciding what changes to make. They can find the right photographer and staging expert so your home looks its best. Next, they'll be responsible for finding buyers, listing the house, and showing the home when you're not around. They can also network with other agents to market your home. A real estate agent who knows the neighborhood and market can price the home appropriately so it's not sitting unnoticed for weeks and weeks. This can save you a lot of time and headache. When you sell the home, they can also help you find temporary housing to stay in while your next home is being prepared. This also helps if you're planning to buy your next house only after closing on your current one. You can't sell your current house but still want to move. They might even be able to find you a long-term tenant to cover some of the costs of your first mortgage. Step 4, come up with a down payment. Most homeowners can't afford to buy a house without selling the original home first or at the same time. If you buy a house before you sell your current one, then you may struggle to come up with a down payment. Make sure you know what your financial options are before you start the financial process. HELOC, H-E-L-O-C, a home equity line of credit, is one way to get the cash. HELOC uses the value of your home as collateral for the loan. When you take out a HELOC, you can use the funds as down payment on your next home. Then when you sell your house, you'll repay the HELOC with the proceeds. Bridge loan. A bridge loan, like it sounds, can help bridge the gap between now and when your home is sold. A bridge loan is a type of personal loan that will be repaid whenever you close your old house. Step 5, start looking for your new home. If you're moving within the same city, you can use the same agent to both sell your current house and buy your new one. But if you're moving to a new area, then you'll need to find a new real estate agent. Again, I have referrals all over the country, handpicked to deliver just as I do. An agent is especially important here because they know the area better. A good agent should understand your needs in this case. They should also be able to help you find housing if you're going to need somewhere else to stay in between selling your house and closing on your new one. If you're buying your new house at a seller's market, then you may struggle with seeing the homes in person before making an offer. While it's not ideal to buy a house without seeing it, a good agent can help you figure out the logistics. The right agent should also understand what kind of house and neighborhood you're looking for. Do you need good schools for your 6-year-old? Do you want a quiet neighborhood because you can work at home? Or do you want to park nearby where you can take your Siberian Husky for a run? Make a list of what you like about your current house, neighborhood, and what you don't. This will help narrow down the field. The bottom line, selling a home and buying another if you want to. Simplify the process of buying your second home while selling your first. Be sure to learn it, know it, love it. Get pre-approved before you start looking at houses. Thanks again. Woo! And we're going to have another one of these. We're going to have one of these every week. Next week, we're going to start talking about tax advantages and stuff like that. All right? So stay tuned. This is Michael Walewski signing off.